Now, let's come back to the topic, how to make the world a better place and how to be a radical optimist. I told you last year, for those present, that there were 3 things to make the world a better place. Remember those? Leadership, connecting the dots, I have a dream. These are very important. But I think that optimism is key as well. Tonight we will go deep in the topic. We will see what it takes to change the world, what it takes to have a dream and make it come true, what it takes to be really radically optimist and really have an impact, how to mobilize people, how to lead people, how to energize, how to enroll, how to inspire people to make the world a better place. That's very, very important to me. But the big question to start with, can we really be optimists? Frankly, between you and me? Can we really be optimists in the turbulent crisis we're going through? Can we really be optimists in a VUCA world? Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous? Can we really be optimists when we celebrated yesterday the tragedy of September 11? Can we really be optimists when we're maybe at war with Syria in a few weeks' time? Can we really be optimists when you see that 1 billion people are hungry every day and that 3 billion people on Earth, they live on less than $2.50 per day? Can we be optimists, truly? Well, when I'm in doubt, you know, I look on Google. You know Google? And so I typed in, I searched radical optimism. A lot of results. How many? 6.3 million results. Cool. But meaningless on its own. So I had to search against something else to make a comparison. So I checked on, and this is Bashar al-Assad. 1.4 million only in 0.2 seconds. Takes more time to get less results. It's very good. It's very encouraging for the evening tonight. And gives us some hope that our evening is really about something important tonight. As for myself, optimism, I think I was born with it. Some of you know me. Probably I have it in my DNA, in my genetic, thanks to my parents. So I thank you for that. And I always try to share it with other people, my clients, my family, my church, my city, my friends, everyone, my colleagues. And I hope that I pass this optimism around. I hope that I try every day to convey a message of hope. You could ask yourself in general, where is it coming from? Okay, we know Jean-Marc, fine, but what about me? What about us? Well, it can take many traits. It varies a lot, you know. It can be in your inner personality. It can be as well something that you train and develop. Sometimes to be an optimist, you know, it doesn't take a lot. You just need to stop complaining. That helps a lot. And also it can be encouraged by your, I don't know, religious practice or some faith and hope. And all in all, it can also be encouraged by tragedies and tragic experience, because it helps you put things in perspective. Instead of becoming a pessimist, you become more optimist about life. But above all, I see optimism as a virus. It's an infectious virus, you know? Because when you're in the room and you're surrounded by pessimistic people who make pessimistic decisions, who do pessimistic processes, etc., you feel a bit like that. And you have to be the virus which conveys things which are positive, you know, passion, enthusiasm, energy, what else? Wisdom, creativity, impatience, ideals, dreams, courage and hope, which I started with. And you have really to fight against all the classics, you know, the things of the habits that are creating a negative spiral, a negative spirit, which we see a lot in the business world. And I guess you've heard that before. Greed, selfishness, isolation, ivory tower, blaming others, not invented here, or I say no to this, I say this is impossible. This, all that you've heard before. And it creates this contamination. And you have to be the individuals who are really like the yellow smiley here. You contaminate, you infect. You're the virus of optimism. Now, I'll give you an example. I visited the headquarters of Facebook a few days ago in Paris. And the campus is very modern, you know, there is buzz, social media stuff, digital, it's very nice. But this is not what shocked me or amazed me, actually. What amazed me was the real optimism, the hype they had. And you can see there a few quotes of Facebook. I'll give you more. Think wrong, fail harder, the foolish wait, what would you do if you were not afraid, done is better than perfect, proceed and be bold, and you have 50 of those. It swells optimism. It transpires radical optimism. And you may not like it, you may not like Facebook, right? But you cannot deny that they are changing the world through this new media. Actually, they have started probably what we could call a revolution, cultural revolution or new industrial revolution. So they are changing the world. And their vision is that they change the world to make it a better place with this optimism, more connected and more open. That's their vision. And for me, that's one good recipe of optimism. But there are other recipes, and we'll discuss them tonight. What I would say is, what does it take beyond this to make the world a better place? I think it takes a bit of humor, first of all. After optimism, humor doesn't hurt. It's not bad, after all. But you also need three things. And I'm not going to repeat those of last year. I'm going to tell you the new ones of this year. Essentials 2013. First of all, we need role models. We need exemplary leaders. I remember that I was not born with the conviction that the role of business was to make the world a better place. Actually, I discovered that when I joined one of my first companies, Unilever, back in '99, and recruited by a guy called Kees van der Graaf, who really had a vision on making the world a better place. He's the one who actually inspired me and energized me in considering that leaders had to take responsibility. And they had to behave in a decisive way in order to make the world a better place through their acts, through their decision, through their people, and through the enormous impact that a company like Unilever could have. So thanks to Kees, I discovered that, the importance of role models. Secondly, we need CO4. You might ask, okay, what is this new thing? We know CO2, carbon dioxide, and tonight we're going to, I hope, discuss the fact that we need to eliminate a lot of carbon dioxide to lower the carbon footprint and the environmental damage it does. But actually, we need more CO4, you know? CO4 is this. You need compelling need for change from the top management, from the top leaders of the world. If there is no need for change, if there is no burning platform, the change will not happen. The world will not be better after today. So compelling need for change. Co-creation, that means partnership. The companies, the corporations, they cannot work in isolation. The governments in isolation do not work, they fail. The university in isolation, they fail. The non-profit associations or organizations, they fail on their own. They have to co-create, they have to co-invent, they have to develop things together. Partnerships are key. Commitment. It's needless to say, without commitment to transform the world and to turn around all the big issues we're going to talk about tonight, without this commitment, things are not going to happen at all. And finally, communication. I would insist, communicate, communicate, communicate. My students know that I always say that. And communicate. Tonight, we have great communicators. We even have professional communicators, like Jacques Seguela, like David Jones. So these guys, they are going to, I hope, communicate well their need and their passion to make the world a better place. Now, with the CO4 model in mind, I'm sure that collectively we can succeed. The third thing is we need a young generation. Frankly speaking, we have a bunch of old chaps here. We have a bunch, I include myself in those, we have a bunch of young chaps here. I think we have 30 or 50 alumni and INSEAD students who came from Fontainebleau, especially tonight. I have a message for you, actually. But first, we, the older generation, we must be convinced that we have something to do for you. We must inspire you, young people. And we must connect you, young people, with the right persons and the right ideas to make the world a better place. We need the help of the media. I know there are many journalists here tonight. Well, you, the media, I'm very surprised. I'm very amazed by what you do. It takes 1 second for you to publicize and communicate the fact that one young guy has done bad for the world. And you never speak, or almost never speak, about the million young people who change the world. So I'm sending you a message, media. And tonight we have Francis from Les Echos on stage. So I will ask him the question, what are you doing to help us and to help the young generation be convinced that they have a role to play in making the world a better place? Now, final thing is I have a message for you, the younger ones. You have to take the lead now. And we'll show that a bit later tonight with the One Young World. I know we have also the shapers in the room. So that's good. These are great movements. You need to take the lead. You have to organize and promote the events like INSEAD Essentials yourselves, not us, you. You have to make the older generation accountable for what they've done and for what they are going to do before you become leaders in turn. You have to stop creating think tanks. You have to create action tanks. It's finished think tanks now. You have to speak up in your city, in your companies, in your universities. Because otherwise, nobody will speak for you. You have to be idealists. You need to have a dream. You have to have the dream to make the world a better place. Because the world is going to be yours. It's already yours, actually. We're handing it over to you. And you have to be, or to become, if you're not already, the radical optimists of tonight, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. So because you're young, this young generation, I'm going to finish with the words of an older man, Winston Churchill, which I will let you read. So tonight, for all of you in the room, all the participants, which I thank very much for your presence, tonight, let's get connected and let's be inspired by the speakers. Thank you very much. Je vais appeler maintenant Olivier Giscard d'Estaing.